Did the defendant offer you any ideas about where he thought Madalina was or what may have happened with her?
He indicated several possibilities. He stated that she possibly would be with a friend. He stated that he thought that she was in her room during this time frame. He mentioned that he, I believe, watched shows, or I can't recall the exact verbiage, but about children that go missing or that were kidnapped. And he wondered if that was a possibility. And so several options.
Did he indicate at any point in time during this conversation that he had reported Madalina missing to the authorities at any point in time from November the 22nd to December the 15th?
No, he did not.
This discussion that you're speaking of, are you aware of whether or not it was recorded in any fashion?
It was recorded on my body-worn camera.
I'm handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 18. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What do you recognize it to be?
This is a copy of my body-worn camera footage. I've initialed and dated, stating that I reviewed and confirmed that.
Just so we're clear, as I pull up this video, on this disc there's 3 clips.
Yes, sir.
All right. Would you please explain to the jurors, was your conversation, was it broken up in parts, or was it just one continuous conversation?
It was broken up in parts.
Explain that to the jurors.
There would be points where I may have left the office, exited the interview to either consult with the other detective, where I would have turned off the recording and then turn it back on when I returned to the office. So that would be the breaks in the recordings.
Without getting into anything that you may have said, at some point did you step out and talk to Madalina Cojocari?
I did.
And then did you return and talk to the defendant?
I did.
And on this video, the only modification would be is there's just no audio when you do have discussions with Madalina Cojocari, is that correct?
That's correct.
You're fine. I'm Detective Brad Nichols. Nice to meet you. So, you got her personal computer her login from the school. So, he said he left on the 23rd, which was the Wednesday. And that you didn't remember seeing her that night? I know I didn't see her that day, but I don't remember the last time I saw her. How does she know when you're going to in front of school? Lately, she drives her in and then she takes the school bus home, the school drop off, half a block away. Yeah, and I would usually, kind of know when she's coming home, I would see the school bus there and see her walking home. I got you. Sometimes it is. I work at home 2 days a week and then I drive to Greensboro. I drive to Greensboro Monday, Tuesday, the rest of the week. I'm trying to work at home. Okay, does she have any other comments? Like not had anything like that that she could communicate on? No. Not that she has. I mean, there were some, but they were kind of taken away. There was 2 phones and it was an iPad, but she lost it for the longest time. So she doesn't use that probably. Did she ask something like she doesn't last time saw her? No, I don't think so. A lot of times she grabbed on the phone and just used it. Gotcha.
Does she have any, like, I had asked this right when I walked in, any friends, anyone around here?
I don't know. There were two girls that she would hang out with. One was in the neighborhood. Her name was, and then another girl that she would see from time to time at festivals and stuff. Her name, I don't know any last names. But she was adopted, and they live around here somewhere. They could even be down the street and where they live.
So what do you say that was?
And almost it could be only in the area. Well, Grandson probably is 8. Carmen, her name was still with,
Where do you say that was?
I don't know this for sure. I know she went to a birthday party there once. There's one of these before railroad tracks. We actually looked at some houses back there. Another development.
Okay. So on the east side of town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now where do you all live?
We're like a mile away from the police station. Yeah,
Victoria Bay.
Okay. So,
right across from there.
so maybe like, is there a stream down
Pardon?
Harrison Stream? Is that something?
Yeah, we lived there.
Okay, but that's
We did have a friend there too. She lost contact with her. Her name was Jazz. I don't know Chris.
And I apologize, you probably already told Officer Nobles a lot of this stuff, but since noticing the daughter missing, have you and your wife had any communication about her being gone? Any conversations about where she is? Anything like that?
Yeah, I've asked where she is.
Okay.
She said she didn't know.
Okay, so you've asked her, I'm assuming she's asked you if you knew where she is that
Yeah, so
right?
reciprocated.
Okay.
The same question.
Um,
I wasn't told until I spoke with Officer Nobles that I put together that she was missing. She said something on there in the lobby, and I said, oh,
Yeah, so you didn't know she was missing until like right now.
right.
Where did you think she was this whole time?
I didn't know.
Okay.
Is that, I mean, is it odd the fact that she has been gone this long and you didn't know where she's at?
Kind of putting some things together. Her lights been on.
In her bedroom?
Yeah, I figured she was just in there. She's in her bedroom a lot, playing the computer or whatever. I usually don't bother. Unless we're getting her for dinner or whatever. So, I don't know.
I'm not available.
Gather that she's not there. But I didn't get told that by anybody that she's
Having a call me.
I follow some of these.
That's probably not really possible again, is there?
Like people snatching up kids and stuff. And it didn't dawn on me until I was just talking with him. Could she potentially be a victim of that? I don't know. She's not.
What conversations have you and your wife had about her in the last few weeks?
natural mother, and, you know, we're married, and, so she's, has a little custody of Natalie. So those kind of things I just, you know, she gets the same messages that I do, because I usually ask, do you hear the message? And so I figured she's handling it. And I said something like, is she going, I don't know if I said, is she going to go into school or something to that effect, and she said, does the school know where she is? Or something to that effect.
What was the purpose of your trip to Michigan?
We had some clothes and food up there, and then it just fell on Thanksgiving. So she had me go up there and get all that stuff, so I spent a couple of days over there.
Okay. And she wasn't in the car with you, right?
Right.
Okay, we just had to make sure. Okay.
Have there been any conversation about, did you guys, or did they live up there at some point? Did they stay up with your family at some point?
We were looking up there at one point in time, springtime, so we took some food and some clothes up there and stored them in the house. That was the time, I was contracted to a company in Greensboro, and then my duration was up, my contract was up in November. In November, they brought me on direct, so it was a little more stable work situation. So I figured, you know, for not going up there, so when she asked me about to get the clothes, I figured, you know, might as well take the opportunity before the snow starts coming.
But had there been any talk about moving back up there or anything like that recently?
Not recently, no. There was a point in time when she was maybe looking at some schools or whether it was online or, you know, she did hear about it. And she did look at some schools up there.
Okay, that meaning your wife took a trip up there.
What did she take a trip up there? It was like to your parents' house?
Yeah.
When did she go up there?
Sorry.
And I'm sorry, Madalina was were you aware of, you know, its truancy issues other than recently? Has she had issues prior?
And not to know about truancy. I didn't know anything about it other than movies. And I looked it up, and I looked up the North Carolina because she said something about court truancy and something like that. So I specifically looked that up, and it sounded more serious than what I understood it to be in the past.
Right. And was that recent when I guess you got all that?
Right. The answer is that.
No, recently when the truancy
Dropped off the patio.
Okay.
It was a couple of days before that, I got a message from her.
Prior to that, had there been any behavioral issues with Madalina, any issues at home?
No.
Okay. So nothing that would have...
She's a happy little girl. She just does her horses.
Okay.
Nothing I would suggest, like her wife, like run away or go to a friend's house, anything like that.
No.
How's her relationship with Mom? Are they getting along pretty good?
They're like the same person.
Right.
It's, you know,
Yeah. And you and her, you and Madalina get along pretty good?
yeah, we actually play some games together, some computer games. She usually has me play them. She has been called Star Stable as an interactive person. She usually has been carrying I'll play for about 5 minutes and then, that's not about it. And we, play hide and seek and chase the cats around the house and stuff like that.
Since noticing that Madalina was gone, I mean, anything that stands out of the house, in her room, anything that's just odd and missing?
Not that I recall.
I mean, did you notice any like clothing related, shoes? Did you have a bag with her? Anything like that?
I actually looked in the closet the other day and I saw her birthday there. That's when I started putting suggested that.
But you said her bag was in the closet?
Yeah, no way, that's a racket. That's a racket ball. That's band or something. Yeah, so, but I think her is large, but if that is easy. Because when I saw what I thought was a bunk bag, and I said to myself, well, if she's going to school, she would need that.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Where's one? Is long here?
Yeah, I was in the Where do you think she is?
We were talking a little
Where do you Where do you know where she is? You know where she is. Who knows where she is? If you had to guess, I need one guess. Where's Madalina right now?
Yeah, you might hang out. There's a
I mean, I kind of thought if there was one place she would be, she would be hanging out with her.
It was difficult to hear what he said. What was he saying as you stepped out the door, the one place he thought you would be?
I believe he was mentioning a friend's house that she'd be at.
And before I go play the next clip, I just have a few questions on what we just saw there, because I know the audio was a little difficult at times. What was the term that he used about who lived at Victoria Bed? Is he saying she did, he did, we did?
We did.
At about 12:06, and I can go back and play the clip. It's hard to hear because I think Officer Nobles is talking or something like that. I can hear putting things together. If you would please tell me if you hear this.
And where she's at?
Some things together, her lights been on, and
The fact that she has been all this long and we didn't know where she's at.
kind of putting some things together, her lights been on, and
In her bedroom.
yeah, I figured she was just in there. She's in her bedroom a lot.
Right at the beginning there, what did you understand him to be saying?
He was either saying over the past few weeks or over the past 4 weeks. I couldn't quite tell.
That he's been putting things together?
He's been putting things together.